Hey Martin, you hear me okay?
Welcome once again to the Wales National Ice Rink for tonight's Elite game between the London Racers and your Thompson Cardiff Devils! As always, let's start things off with the introduction of both teams. And for the London Racers this evening, number 2, John McGrath. 6, Mark Gouet. Number 7, Dusan Halou. 8, Jim Vickers. 9, Darren Cotton. 10, Matt Ford. 11, Jeremy Cornish. 17, Jason Hewitt. 19, Steve Moria. 24, Jason Robinson. 31, Adam Dobson. 33, Eric Carnes. 35, Sylvan Daigle. 37, Richard Hargreaves. 44, Mark Thomas. And 94, Dennis Maxwell. And for your Thompson Cardiff Devils, number 1, Jason Cogner. Number 2, Jeff McGoy. Number 5, Rob Davison. Number 10, Jason Stowe. Number 12, Phil Manny. Number 60, Nathan Rampal. Number 17, Ross Romana. Number 18, Phil Hill.
Well, welcome to the Wales National Ice Rink for this Elite League clash between the London Racers and the Cardiff Devils. Last time these two teams met, the Devils came up on top as a home defeat, 1-0. It was an exciting game with lots of fights. So we'll look out for a hard-hitting game. And here we go, Saccartini for the Cardiff Devils, back to Jeff Burgoyne, over to Becker. Becker slides up the point, and that's tipped in. Gouet takes out Saccartini, and that's fired around the boards and flipped out to the neutral zone. And Becker for Cardiff comes back to Saccartini. He's been chased by Dennis Maxwell. Maxwell, there's a high sticks early on. No call on the play as London regroup in the neutral zone. And we've got a man down here for the London. Down on the ice is number 17, Jason Hewitt. He received a high stick just outside the commentary box here. Referee's having a look at it right now. I'm not sure what it was, but we'll see the call on the play. Hewitt heads down to the London dressing room. Looks like he'll require a few stitches on this occasion. Okay, back in action. We've had 30 seconds of play gone, and there's been some blood drawn. And it looks like there's a penalty on the play, a 4-minute penalty, which was called by one of the linesmen as the referee did not see it. And we'll await the call here in a second. Well, London on the power play. Steve Moria, Cornish up with him. Gouet's got it back. They regroup. Moria circles back behind the net. Gouet comes up, fires it up the wall. And Carnes tips it into Maxwell. Burgoyne in chasing hard with Moria. Becker picks it up for Cardiff, and he'll clear the zone. That puck goes all the way down to the far end of the end. Sauvé Daigle picks it up. He plays it up there at Carnes to Moria. And he's been checked hard by young Jonathan Phillips. Some good back checking there by the Devils, and Daigle regroups behind the net. It's Carnes sets up behind the London Racers end. Carnes brings the puck up himself, goes up the middle to Maxwell. Maxwell over the blue line. Carnish, east side up along the boards. Maxwell and Becker battle for the puck, and that's back down to Moria. He'll settle things down. Gouet with it at the point. There's a weak shot, which is deflected up as Moria gloves down, but the Devils regroup, and Jason Becker will clear the zone for the Cardiff Devils. We've got 1 minute gone on the power play. Back behind the net, Eric Carnes sets it up for the London Racers as they come down the ice. Here goes the Racers. That's stumped in by Vickers. Vickers back. Davison for the Devils, plays it around the boards. Robinson keeps that in though. And it's Halou with Robinson battling in the corner as DeWall comes in to help him out. And the London Racers win that battle. Out to Vickers. He's got a man in front. There's a weak shot. Great defensive work there. A couple shots, and the Devils clear. And DeWall fired around the boards to Nathan Rempel, who will clear the zone. Jim Vickers circles behind the London Racers zone. He comes up. Patterson jumps in the play, but that'll slide by him. DeWall back for Cardiff. Over to Davidson. We've got 2 minutes gone in the power play. Sauvé Daigle, the native goalie from Quebec. They make a lot of netminders coming out of the Quebec region. Some of the best in the world. And Stone for Cardiff. Rims it high up off the glass, and that'll clear the zone as Robinson couldn't get to it. Daigle goes out to play it. He slides it up the board to Maxwell. Maxwell will bring it in himself. Maxwell being chased by Stone. Maxwell and Phillips battle it out. And it's Gouet from the point. Fires it over to Carnes. Carnes under pressure. And the Devils, Burgoyne slides it up the boards. Phillips being chased hard, and that'll go all the distance. Sauvé Daigle retreats back, and Carnes will set up behind his own goal. Back is Moria. Carnes goes up the middle to Thomas. Thomas over the blue line with a soft dump, and Stone's being chased by Maxwell. Burgoyne in the corner. Burgoyne works hard. Phillips out to Carnes. Carnes will keep it in. Off the skate. Can Stone clear? Yes, he can. To Jeff Burgoyne, and that'll go all the way down the ice. And London regroup. They're got both teams going for line changes, get fresh legs, and there's 50 seconds to go on this power play. And the Racers, a long pass. Halou steps over the line. He's their leading goal scorer. Waiting for his team to set up a wide pass. As the whistle blows, I believe Darren Cotton got into the net with Jason Cudnett, and we've got 35 seconds left in the London power play, and the face-off will come outside the Cardiff Devils blue line. Well, Jason Cudnett's had a mixed year this year. He's played some outstanding hockey, and I think the big asset to the Devils is the amount of goal scorers that they put on this lineup. John Cullen for Cardiff wins the draw back. Back to Jason Becker, and he'll send that puck down the length of the ice. As Daig back, and he regroups. And back come the Racers. As they go over the red line, and it's Cotton. Cotton will drop it back to Halou. He takes a low shot and a great save there. And Cullen will clear for Cardiff with 11 seconds. This should just about do it for the power play with 7 seconds to go. As back come the London Racers.
Cardiff Devils return to full strength.
As the Devils go back to full strength with Vickers. Slides it into Cardiff. Now the Devils back on 5-on-5. We should see some action here. Here's Romanuk in the neutral zone. Leaves it for Rimple. He slides it in. And that's fired back up around the boards. Romanuk back in to play it. London will clear. Becker taps it down, and as they battle just outside the blue line, and that puck's cleared all the way down for an icing call. Well, we've got 15 minutes remaining in the first period, so 5 is gone, and the score is 0-0. Well, it hasn't been a physical start so far. It's with the 4-minute power play, the Devils with an accidental high stick. And now we've got Tate out here with Hargraves for the draw. Hargraves wins it back to Robinson. Robinson circles in his own zone. He goes over to Gouet. Gouet. And that goes by. That'll be cleared for another icing. As Matt Ford couldn't pick up the Hargraves pass up the middle. Well, as I was saying earlier, the Devils have had the better of the London side, winning their first game away up at London 4-0, and then October 30th they played a home game and won 1-0. So face-off, Tate against Hargraves again. That's kept in. Duwall at the blue line. He gets knocked off the puck, and it's Tate. Tate drops it back for Hill. He circles in. Robinson in on Phillips. Phillips slides in behind him. There's no penalty on that play. And a big hit on Tate. Hargraves back. Phillips. Devils circling well here. London high up on the glass. Kept in by Stone. There's a shot. And a good save. And back come the Racers into the neutral zone. Duwall will intercept that. Slide it up to Jonathan Phillips, and that slid down. As Sergei Du handles the puck very well out of the net. He's like an extra defenseman back there. Eddie Patterson for Cardiff. He'll fire around the boards. Robinson, big hit in the corner on Russ Romanuk. Romanuk has got a man in the slot. Can he find him? No, he goes off the net to Patterson. He battles hard with Duke behind the net. Robinson. Oh, and Romanuk retreats. What a hit there by Russ Romanuk. And this could, as Robinson with the gloves off, eyeing up Romanuk as they still hustle down the ice. As Robinson goes off, and here comes Carnes on. Things are going to heat up with a big rocking hit by Romanuk. As Becker now for Cardiff behind to Sakatini. Sakatini loses it to Maxwell as Maxwell fires it back in. And Becker circles in low for Cardiff to Burgoyne. Burgoyne up the middle. And back come the Knights, and there's a long dump, and there's going to be an icing call here. Well, with 7 minutes gone, things have warmed up. Well, Robinson dropped his gloves against Russ Romanuk. You know, this is the kind of team that Dennis Maxwell's put together this season. He's went the physical route. I think Dennis is a very charismatic player. And he likes the physical stuff. Because Russ Romanuk had to go with Maxwell away when Maxwell dropped the gloves. So that's probably a little play to get Maxwell Maxwell's boys to get Russ Romanuk off his game. The Devils with a lot of firepower. And here comes Kurt DeWall up to John Cullen, and he loses it in the neutral zone. And Cornish takes it, and he'll backhand it down. And it's easy one for Cudnett to pick up. DeWall for Cardiff. They're coming hard up the ice. He rims it around the boards. In for it is Dave Mathos. Mathos dumps it back around, and Rimple being chased by Carnes. Carnes on Rimple. And it's back to DeWall, and he'll lose it. And here's a 2-on-1 for London. As Halou just passed that one just outside the reach of Darren Cotton, and that'll be an icing call. Here with 12 minutes and 34 seconds. Well, Jason Cudnett looking sharp. He's been on good form lately. He's done his job this year for the Devils. You know, they brought him back for his second season here, and he's done a great job here for head coach Dave Whistle. Okay, face-off. John Cullen versus Dennis Maxwell. Cullen wants to draw back to Rob Davison. He takes a shot. Oh! As that was just mishandled there by Sylvain Digg. And there's an offside call as Cornish and Davison eye each other up. Well, London, they're playing up to their reputation. They've got a few fighters in their squad. Well, the last time these two teams played, Maxwell actually had to go with Rob Davison, and I believe he got the better of him. But the boys, the Cardiff boys, very disciplined. You know, they're top of the league. Their eyes are on winning the Elite League, not so much on winning the fights. And it's Davison for Cardiff. Goes back to DeWall, being chased by Hargrave. Up Jonathan Phillips, and here's a chance for Tate as he's checked off the puck by Thomas. And back comes London. Cornish couldn't find it at his feet. And it's over to Rob Davison. Davison, rink wide pass. Phillips gets a piece of it. Robinson has a go at Phillips as he slides through. Glenn has a go at Phillips as he slides through. Good quick feet by Jonathan Phillips as Tate slides it back in. Phillips turns on his man, Hill. Neutral zone. Chance for Cardiff. No, and it's intercepted, and it'll go into the neutral zone. Stone back for it. Stone over to Davidson. Cardiff go for a line change. As that puck is deflected high up under the glass. Well, a lot's been done to protect the spectators here nowadays. They put mesh behind both goals. Just to protect the fans here from getting hit by the flying pucks. They fly up to 100 miles an hour, so you must keep your head up. Saccatini now on the draw. Wins it back to Jeff Burgoyne. Burgoyne over to Becker. Little misread there, but Becker picks it up and fires it up to Ed Patterson. That'll go all the way down as it takes a funny bounce, and it'll go down the length of the ice. Wow. Lots of action here at the ice rink, and they believe it's going to heat up here with 9 minutes gone in the first. It was always on the cards. This was going to be a physical game, and I don't think for somehow the physical stuff is ends. Carnes for London. Sends it down, and Becker. Mackey's being chased by Maxwell. Here comes Ed Patterson for Cardiff to Romanuk, and it's Max. And Moria regroups as he gets checked off the puck by Saccatini. They regroup for Cardiff. Up to Russ Romanuk as Carnes has a shot at him. Vickers back for London. Ed Patterson and him. Oh, and cleared in front of the net. That just went wide. Wow, not many great scoring chances here at either end, but there's been a lot of play in the neutral zone. Patterson for Cardiff gets it in, and Vickers circles with it. He'll send a soft backhand, and that'll go all the way, and it will not go for icing as the referee waves it off. Rempel for Cardiff. One of Cardiff's top goal scorers. We've got 5 in the top 20, so Whistle's done a great job this year recruiting. Oh, and a great play by John Cullen in front of the net. And that's cleared away as Halou brings it back for London Racers. Long shot, that gets deflected high up. Tough one for Cudnett to handle, but he clears it into the corner. It's Rempel for Cardiff. Over to Dave Mathos. He's got a Soft pass up to Nathan Rimple. As Rimple will circle back as Johnny Cullen fell over the blue line. DeWall for Cardiff. DeWall to Rimple. Rimple over to Stone. Stone, John Cullen. Over to Dave Mathos. We've got 5 minutes left in the period. 10 minutes, left in the first period. And Darren Cotton is just back off a concussion injury. He's had 2 this season, so he's been out for a few weeks on the back of that. And we've got 9:43 remaining in the first period. Still no score here at the Wales National Ice Rink. Well, it's an interesting play because you've got 2 different coaching styles here. You have coaching style of Dennis Maxwell. He's obviously sending guys out to get key players for Cardiff off their game. People like Russ Romanek, Johnny Cullen. But the discipline of the Devils, they've seen it all before. Well, we've got a little delay here as the referees at the far end of the ice repair a bit of damage to the ice, and play is just about to continue here. 9:43 left in the first period. Still no score here. And surprisingly, only a 4-minute penalty so far in this game as Tate lines up against Hargrave. Warren Tate wins the draw cleanly back to Kurt DeWall, who will glide behind his own goal. DeWall sets out. Goes rink wide to Stone. Stone. He'll go straight on Digg, who will just rim it around to Cornish. Cornish will clear the zone. And then that is loosely back in. And Vickers for the London Racers has Carnes. He goes rink wide, and that goes all the way down the ice. No icing here. As that puck's rimmed out. Up the middle, here's a chance of Jonathan Phillips. With his speed, he could go all the way. Phillips in. Oh, what a chance. He's just knocked off the puck by Vickers just at the last second. Just needed to get a touch in that, and he had open net. And here comes Phil Hill. Oh, a great shot by Hill from the side. Well, some good speed there from Jonathan Phillips. And it's back to Hill in the neutral zone. Hill. He'll dump it in and go for a line change. Survey Digg. Leaves it for Cornish. Cornish to Robinson. Robinson. Maxwell. That's ahead of Maxwell as Becker picks up. Becker circles, gets by Maxwell. Up to Patterson as the puck bounces over his stick. And Hewitt to Moria. Moria with a great shot high with a super save by Cudnett. Davison for Cardiff behind the zone. Well, a couple of NHLers playing here tonight. And Sacratini bounces over his stick, and here comes Steve Moria. Moria's got great hands, and that's up against Cudnett's pad as he couldn't find it as the whistle goes, but a couple of great scoring chances there. Steve Moria did a great job. Well, funny enough, I was looking at stats earlier of Steve Moria, and I worked out that Carnes has got over 1,000 penalty minutes, and Moria on the other side has probably got close to 2,000 points. So it's Moria against Sacratini. They played many years together in Cardiff. And Sacratini gets the better of Moria. Becker for Cardiff back in, being chased by Moria. That's circled back to Romanuk. Romanuk, he'll go around to Davison. That'll get by him and back to the point. Robinson, nothing on, so he rims it down low to Maxwell. Maxwell being chased by Becker. And Becker loses his stick, but here comes Romanuk back the other way for Cardiff. A soft dump. That dump will just be too far ahead of Eddie Patterson, and that'll be another icing call. Well, Patterson is carrying a slight injury for the last few weeks, so you might see him in the future be out of the Cardiff Devils lineup for a week or so. Okay, and London battle it down low. It's Halou. against Davy Mathos. Rink wide pass to Mathos, gets by him. Goes back in here. Carnes, he's showing a lot of ice time here today. London very short bench. And a great job there by Halou to Carnes. Carnes fires it in. Cutting it back for Cardiff. He'll go high up along the glass. Rimple picks that up. He's being checked. Halou gets the better of him. And John Carnes is Cotton. Slides it back in. Becker for Cardiff. Looking up ice, not much out there. As he'll wait for Dave Mathos to pick it up off him as Mathos clears the zone. And that puck is knocked off him. Cotton goes for the soft dump as Burgoyne steps in the play. And that puck is gloved ahead. Well, we've got 6 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the first period. Still 0-0. Well, Eric Carnes, NHLer, he just signed a contract for Florida Panthers. As Scott Nichols, the other NHLer for London, went home 2 weeks ago. So they're now currently down to one NHLer on the London Knights, or the London Racers side. And it's Gillette back for London. And he knocks Tate it. And it's Cornish for London. Phillips eyeing him up. A rink wide pass. Gillette over the line to Thomas. Thomas deflects off his stick, and here comes Phil Hill back for the Devils. Hill dumps it in as Robinson picks it up, and there's going to be a penalty called here in this play. And it looks like it's going to go to Mark Thomas from the London Racers. We'll await the call. Interference is a call on the play. So the Cardiff Devils go into a power play here with 6 minutes to go. Well, Jeff Burgoyne having a chat with Cornish in the play. Just letting them know that they won't put up with their type of nonsense. Okay, Devils in the power play. Cleanly one draw out of the net. Romanuk ties it up. That doesn't clear the zone, and Morey has a shot there. As Cardiff needs to regroup. That goes under Ed Patterson. Saccartini comes up in the play. Well, let's see what the Devils can do in the power play. Jeff Burgoyne back. He's being chased by Steve Morey. Slides it up. Romanuk lets it go. John Cullen picks it up. Maxwell looking at him. Carnes takes him out of the play. As Carnes gets tied up, Cullen picks it up. A spicy little player as Eddie Patterson for the Devils sets up, and Saccartini will set up along the boards. Back down to Cullen. Saccartini back to Cullen. Cullen will walk in. He'll look to go back to Saccartini. Or Willie. And there's another play called here. Looks like there's an interference called. And, oh, what a shot. Romanuk just wide. Looks like Carnes will go in the front of the net. Yeah, Carnes definitely coming out, playing it a bit rough. He took out little Cullen, who's half his size. And Carnes will go to the box. This will leave Cardiff with 5 minutes and 28 to go in the first with a 5-on-3. So an excellent opportunity here for the Devils if they can capitalize on this.
For penalty called against London Racers, number 33, Eric Carnes, receives 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of penalty, 14 minutes and 40 seconds.
Well, Carnes, one of the leading penalty minutes in the NHL. It's the way London have gone. They went physical. Oh, there's a funny drop of the play. Patterson wasn't ready for that, but Cardiff regroup and have the puck set up. That rimmed around, and Romanuk drops in the play. Back to John Cullen. Cullen will slide it to Rimple now. Rimple finds Romanuk up high. Over to Saccartini. Saccartini looks down low. Oh, and Eddie Patterson slides it to Rimple. That's just wide. And Vickers will clear the zone as Cudnett comes out to play the puck. Cudnett slides it up to Romanuk. Eddie Patterson chasing hard. He finds Saccartini. They'll set up. There's 27 seconds to go in the first penalty. John Cullen. No one open for Cullen, and Saccartini steps in. Slides it to Cullen. Cullen's got Romanuk. Back to Saccartini. He'll shoot. That's just wide. There's a sit. Well, just went off wide as Rimple fired it off the side of the goal, and that'll clear the zone. So a face-off. Just over to the left of Survey Dig. 13 seconds left to go in the first penalty with 1:11 left to go in the second with 4 minutes and 30 seconds. As London will clear the zone, and it's Moria. 7 seconds, so the London Racers will be back to 4 men here any second now. Romanek slides it in. Devils haven't really set up comfortably on this power play yet. They need to take more shots out here. And it's Ed Patterson. Still with Patterson. Changes with John Cullen to Saccartini. Trying to get the positions right. Saccartini walks in. He's got Romanek. And that shot deflects up. Puck goes in the air. Patterson brought it down. Robinson all over him. And we've got 30 seconds left in the Devils' power play. Well, if nothing else, it's been an interesting first period. Okay, here we go. London Vickers fires it around. It takes a funny bounce as Robinson will clear it into the neutral zone. Kurt DeWall for Cardiff brings it back, finds Dave Mathos. He's got an opening here. He'll take a shot. Great glove save there. And it's Maxwell. Regroups and he'll bring it back out cross ice. Chasing hard is Cotton. In on DeWall. DeWall handles him quite easily. Davison for Cardiff. 4 seconds left in the penalty now. That's a long, hard dump. And we're back to 5-on-5 here with 3:16 to go in the first. Phillips behind the net. Referee blows the whistle here. Face off outside. One of the Devils in the crease, I believe. Well, our number one fan is making his noise here. Echo 1. They have a lot of fun here at the Wales National Ice Rink. It is a wild atmosphere. We've got a great crowd here this evening. Well, Warren Tate, the young British line, out for the Devils. Tate, Phillips, and Hill against Thomas, Hargrave, and Cornish. As referee Boniface didn't allow the change. Once his arm goes up, the opposing team is not allowed to make any more changes, so he sends the last two players back onto the ice, and Carnes for London will clear it up. Davison will intercept that pass, and it goes back down in the London zone. Cornish back for it for London. Hill chasing him hard. Tate will clear it back to Jonathan Phillips. He's got a bit of time. Phillips circles it back down to Hill. Here goes to Phillips. Phillips will slide it back behind the net. That slides by Tate into the neutral zone, and DeWall will come back for Cardiff. He'll find Davison. And Carnes for London. Well, we'll wonder if Cornish will want to try to get Davison to have a rumble in the jungle here tonight. London will definitely be trying to get out and take out a few of the Cardiff top players. You seen him have a go at Romanek earlier. Obviously, I would believe Rob Davison will be high on their list. But if we look back at the last time, Maxwell had a go at Davison. He handled himself pretty well, as I believe Davison got the better of that one. Saccartini, Burgoyne. Here's a chance for Cardiff as Burgoyne takes a weak shot. Dig deflects that in the corners. Romanek and Saccartini. Murray on him. Patterson now picks it up for Cardiff. Patterson will circle it around the boards to Romanek. Romanek softly dumps in front. That goes loose. Back to Burgoyne. Here's a shot. That goes just wide. Romanek, Cardiff. Little tenders Robinson for London. And he'll just clear it into the zone for Burgoyne to pick up. And that'll go up high into the Devils players bench. Well, there's no glass over there, so players sometimes get used to bouncing the puck up off the glass when it goes near the players' bench. There's no extra glass, so you got to keep your head up when you're on the bench. Well, 1:56 here to go in the first period. It's Sacratini against Moria. Patterson been asked to back up as he lines up against Maxwell. Out the other side, we got Hewitt and Romanek. And Sacratini for the Devils. He plays it back. Becker. Back to Burgoyne. He's being chased by Maxwell. Maxwell gets a piece of him. London definitely the more physical of the two sides here tonight. As expected. And Sacratini loses control over. And it goes back into the Cardiff zone. Burgoyne will fire it up. And Maxwell. He'll blast it off the boards. Kept in by Becker. Sacratini, the puck's taking a couple funny bounces there tonight. And Maxwell clear the zone for the London Racers. Burgoyne back to pick it up as both teams go for line changes. And Mathos against Halou. Halou will get it. Win that battle. It goes back in for Becker to sort himself out. There's a minute to go here in the first. As Cullen couldn't handle that one up the middle. And back come London. Robinson for London. Stone in on him. That's up over the glass. Mathos to Rimple. Still with Rimple. Rimple takes a shot on survey. Back to Stone. He'll take a shot. What a shot! What a goal! Super goal there! Oh, and here comes the Teddy Bears. There they go, the first Cardiff goal. Great play by Jason Stone to get that puck. Well, it was a bit of a knuckle puck, took a deflection, and on survey take, as Dave Mathos found himself in the right position, going near the bench. And it's a 1-0 game for the Cardiff Devils, as we've got a bit of a Teddy toss here at the ice rink. Well, let's just hope it's not a 10-0 game and there's more Teddy Bears to come. The Teddy Bear toss is for T. Haven. These will be all Christmas presents to all their kids for the charity. As we've got all the stewards on the ice gathering up Teddy Bears. They're working hard out here. Well, a 1-0 game here with 35 seconds. That ought to please head coach Dave Whistle.
Scored by number 21, Dave Maxwell. Assisted by number 10, Jason Stone. Time of goal, 19 minutes and 21 seconds. The Thompson Cardiff Devils goal scored by 21, assisted by 10 at 19:21. And ladies and gentlemen, we will now be finishing the first period. The final seconds will be added to the end of the second period. So at the end of the first period, the score is London Racers 0, your Thompson Cardiff Devils 1.
Well, the goal there came at 19:21. The first period, it was Dave Mathos who got the scrambling puck that was left on the side of survey take. Now a shot from Jason Stone, so it'll be Mathos, the goal scorer, with Stone the assist. As that'll end the first period, as the remaining time will be added on to the second. We'll be back in the second period. a funny one here because of the teddy toss. There's still 35 seconds to go to remain in the first period, with Cardiff 1 goal up. Okay, Burgoyne for Cardiff. Ed Patterson, Burgoyne. We got 36 seconds here, as the lights have gone a bit dim here in the ice rink, as some of the halogens may have gone out. London regroup in their zone. 17 seconds here to go in the first period. That'll go all the way down for Becker. Becker to Saccartini with 10 to go. There may be a chance for one more shot, as that's softly rimmed down, and Romanuk will play it around the back to Saccartini. Chance for Patterson, and that'll be it for the first period. End of the first, 1-0, Cardiff Devils. Well, we've got Robinson having a little word with Saccartini, as Saccartini will get a stick up high on him, and London Racers have got a couple of, well, more than a couple guys you can throw them. You know, a different way to build a hockey club with some interesting stats. Look at the top of the elite league, and you've got, well, here's Aaron Carnes, NHLer. Again, another recruit of Dennis Maxwell, one of the NHL's leading penalty minute takers. So the start of the second period, and it's Cardiff. It's Burgoyne. Burgoyne back for Cardiff. 1-0 Cardiff here, second period. And it's Becker. Becker will bring it up. Over to Burgoyne. Burgoyne over the blue line. He's in on Becker. Burgoyne will circle in deep. He'll control it back to the point for Becker. Becker in his feet. He's off to dump it back down for Nathan Rimple. Rimple behind the net to John Cullen. Cullen, Carnes on him. Oh, nifty little play. Carnes all of 6'4". And Becker for Cardiff. Back up to Rimple. Rimple will try to dump it in. Vickers loses control. Rimple will pick it up for Cardiff. And that's dumped into the corner. Eric Carnes picks it up. Maxwell and Hewitt battle along with John Cullen. A little scrambly out here to start the second period as Dave Mathos will fire that around. And for Cullen. Cullen being chased by Carnes. Cullen lose out to Steve Moria, ex-Cardiff Devils, up to Hewitt. And he gets stripped to the puck. Rob Davison, San Jose Shark, fires it off Cullen, and he'll go for the line change. Sylvain Degg, the netminder, and that puck will go all the length of the ice. Is a tired-looking Eric Carnes, seeing a lot of ice time out here, goes off the ice. Well, with just over a minute and a half gone in the second period, still 1-0 Cardiff Devils. Okay, Warren Tate, a couple of British kids line it up against Hargrave. Lines in order. Robinson and Phillips out of the boxes. Tate lines up. Tate wins the draw back. It's in Hill's feet. Phil Hill couldn't find an eye on it, and it's Phillips being checked hard by Robinson. Tate comes in, picks the loose puck up. He'll bring it around to Phillips. Phillips, Hargrave on Phillips, into Hill. Hill back to Duval. He's got a chance here, as he'll just fire that low and wide of the net. Cornish for London behind the net. He'll lose control, and it goes to Robinson. Looking for a wink ride pass. Robinson. Gillette. Oh, he fires that in off the post. Cut. Jason Cudnett slipping, and it's Phillips coming down the other side, and Robinson. Oh, and a glove save the other way, as Phillips lets one rip. And Sylvain Degg had to stretch all the way out to recoup that one. Well, a couple of shots here early on, as we're just early into the second period. As I was saying before, the interesting stats to lead in. You've got Cardiff Devils leading the Elite League, have got 57 goals against. And you look at the London Racers down in 6th place with 56 goals against. So we've had more goals scored on us than Cardiff, as Saccartini at the blue line. There's the shot, and a great save off. Just caught the top end of the pad on Degg. And it's forward to Cotton. Cotton, back to Cornish. Over to Vickers. Vickers, he loses control to Sacratini. Here comes a chance for Cardiff. Sacratini. And on Carnes, he's stripped of the puck, and Sacratini is rolling on the ice with double the size there at Carnes. As Romanek to Sacratini in front of the net. That goes just wide. Great chance for Cardiff.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to
as they clear the puck. Oh, we got a little bit of, we've got a teddy hug as Aaron Carnes puts his arm around the spicy Vizio Sacratini. Testimonial year. No call on the play as Carnes is being, the fans are chanting loser, loser to Carnes. And I don't think it'll bother him too much with his £1.5 million contract he's just signed with the Florida Panthers. Well, we got Maxwell out here. He's always very, very vocal as a face-off. Off to the right of Daig. Sacratini wins the draw. Back to Burgoyne. Burgoyne circles the slot. And an easy save there. Always important, though, to get the shot on goals. The Devils will be disappointed they didn't get anyone out in front of Sylvain Daig. You don't want to go to see a clear shot from the point. As its atmosphere is warming up at the Wales National Ice Rink. Sacratini loses the draw to Moria. And Robinson circles back for London. Sacratini puts some pressure on him and he'll regroup. And send it down the ice to Jeff Burgoyne. Burgoyne for Cardiff. Over to Stone, up to Sacratini. He's got a bit of room in the middle. Sacratini brings it over the blue line, finds Burgoyne, rink wide. Gillette, and that's slid through the crease. And Maxwell brings it back for London. That's stripped, and here comes Ed Patterson for Cardiff. Romanek. Well, it's fairly sloppy out here. And Robinson loses his stick. And Romanek hits Gillette, and there's a high stick. That went back up into Romanek's face. As the whistle blows, Russ Romanek. That hit on Gillette. Looks like Gillette's stick can back up into Romanek's face. Well, that's just an eye water, I think. Doesn't appear to be any blood in the play as Romanek go back. Well, the last game, Romanek had a little rumble with Maxwell away in London. But that was more accidental, I believe, than anything, as Romanek went into the boards. That'll mean the face-off will come outside the London zone. And we've got Aaron Cotton against John Cullen. Face-off just down below the box here is Vickers for London. Cotton wins the draw and he'll clear it back in. Fort chasing hard as Cullen whips it around. In London, Cotton keeps it in. Played a couple seasons ago with Jason Cotton up in Peterborough. He's had a great career. He's one of the better young British talents in the country. And it's Becker back low for Cardiff. Becker under a little bit of pressure down low. He's being chased hard. Ford, Cotton, and Mathos will regroup. Davison now for Cardiff. He comes up outside his own blue line. Davison goes rink wide to Cullen. And an offside. Nathan Ripple got a little ahead of the play on the right side. And carried in himself in over the blue line before the puck. Well, with 15:52 remaining in the second period, it's Cullen against Hargrave. Cullen, the league's leading goal scorer. Cardiff have got two up there, him and Sacratini. As Becker plays it loosely to Dave Mathos. That's stripped by Hargrave, and a chance. And a great chance there. A bit of sloppy play by Cardiff, and London have had a couple of great chances. And Cornish comes in a little heavy on Dave Mathos as he wins that battle. Here comes Mathos up the blue line to Cullen. Rink wide toss, Robinson back. Sylvain Dig out of his crease, plays it to Robinson. He goes to the length of the ice, and that'll be an icing call against the London Racers. Well, Jonathan Phillips. Okay, there we go. We got the line of Tate, Phillips, and Hill. Up against Steve Moria, Dennis Maxwell. Two ex-Cardiff players. Maxwell against up the boards with Stone. That's cleared out neutral zone. Moria finds Vickers. Vickers goes to the red line. He softly dumps that back in behind the net. Maxwell back for London. Maxwell, here's a chance for London. Oh, and a great goal by Dennis Maxwell. He got away from Phil Hill. But I believe it's not a goal as the goal crease. The goalie's net is off its moorings. Maxwell will not be happy with that. Well, a break there for Cardiff.
Ladies and gentlemen,
but the net came off its moorings.
No flash photography in the arena. This is your second and final call. Anyone caught doing so will be removed from the ring. Thank you.
Well, Jason Cudnett found himself fortunate as the net came off its moorings. So no goal, so still a 1-0 game here with 14:54 in the second period. And it's Carnes for London. He's tied up. Dewall, Maxwell with a shot. London have had a couple of good opportunities here in the second period. Cardiff will have to tighten up in their defense. That puck goes all the way down. To this Dig, plays it up. Vickers, up to Maxwell. Maxwell fires it rink wide. Hewitt, he's tied up by Phil Hill. And Stone in on Moria. Stone and Moria battle it out. Hewitt, Stone, and Moria. Stone tying up his man. Jonathan Phillips comes in to help out as Moria will tie him up. As Carnes is in there shoveling away. And the whistle goes, and that'll be inside, as it was Johnny Phillips who had that puck pinned to the wall. Yeah, this one London find a goal from Dennis Maxwell. They haven't scored a lot this season. You know, I'm looking down at the top 20 players, and there's not a London night in sight. So that must show where they've been losing games. So the recruitment of Dave Whistle to go for more firepower this year has been the right way to go. Whereas Dennis Maxwell's went with all the meat. Okay, 13 minutes 55 to go here in this second period. Shots on goal, 8 for the Cardiff Devils versus 4. So the home team are out shooting 2-1. Oh, and a great draw. One back there. That goes the whole length of the ice. And it's Gillette back to get it. Cotton circles deep. And it's Gillette for London. He'll go rink wide. To Halou, to Cotton. That's intercepted. Eddie Patterson gets in the middle of that. Here comes Romanek. He's got a bit of speed on him. He goes over the line. He'll rim it all the way around. Patterson waits for it. He'll let it go back to Burgoyne. There's a shot. And a great chance there for Romanek to get a piece of it as Sacchettini loses control in front. And Halou goes back, but great work there by Jeff Burgoyne as he gets stripped of the puck. And now Cullett behind the net. He gets stripped. Here's a chance for London, a shot. That goes just wide. And Patterson will clear the zone for Cardiff, but a few minutes of panic as the Devils regroup and come away with a couple of more chances for the London Racers. Vickers comes over the line. Becker on him. Cudnett plays it for Burgoyne around the boards. Patterson for Cardiff. He goes rink wide. Russ Romanek. And that puck's deflected. Cullen picks it up. And it's an offside call. As the linesman picked that up, there was a good chance there for John Cullen, but found himself offside with that deflected puck. He got a little ahead of himself and cleared the line before the puck. Well, it's Hargrave lining up with Johnny Cullen. Referee Mike Hicks drops the puck. And it's Davison for Cardiff. Back in their zone. And Cullen just over their own blue line. Looks at Davison. Oh, he had Rimple up the middle. And that just went wide. Survey over to Cornish. Thomas. Up to the neutral zone. Here comes London. As Cornish loses control there. And Rimple will go back and regroup for Cardiff. He goes around to Becker. Becker. No, I'm sorry. That's Kurt DeWall. DeWall picks it up. That's deflected. Davison picks it up off that. As Eric Carnes steps up to intercept that play. Rimple and Carnes. Oh, Rimple strips a great job there on Carnes, but he couldn't capitalize on that. And here goes the play back down the other end of the ice. London, quick turnover. Hewitt sees Morey in with Robinson as Robinson strips a puck from Steve Moria. Oh, here's a chance here for Robinson at the point. Great job by Davy Mathos to get in the way of that puck. Well, Davison for Cardiff. It looks high up the ice, and that'll be intercepted by Robinson, who will softly throw it back into the Cardiff zone. It's DeWall being chased by Moria. Tate back for it. Tate circles around. He intercepted by Maxwell. That's deflected off Dennis Maxwell's stick, and it's up into the crowd. That'll bring the face-off outside the Cardiff blue line. Well, Dave Whistle, I would say, is very pleased. You got Dave Whistle and just off to the right-hand side with his black suit, and the other junior coach here, Peter Whistle, is doing some assistant work. The Scottish GB under-21 team doing a super job with our juniors. He's been helping Dave out, and it's making a bit of a difference in the Cardiff end. That puck's deflected straight in, and Cudden, he'll tie it up. Cudden didn't know what to do with that puck. And they're always awkward, those long shots. They take deflections. And for a netminder, it's tough to keep your eye on it because it does change directions. Well, the Jailhouse Rock's playing the ice rink here. It's all kicking off. And good for London. He comes down low. There's a shot in front of the net. And that's tied up. That went in off Steve Moria's skate, but the Devils will have to tighten up a bit on defense. Some good work there by Jason Stone in front of the crease. It's important to stay with your man. Tie him up, man for man. There should be no one left open. Well, it's Moria and Sacratini, one current, one ex-Devil, and Moria wins the draw. He's making his way back after Sacratini winning most of the first period with draws. And some good work there by John Phillips. Clears the zone for the Cardiff Devils, and it's Moria in the neutral zone. Steve Moria for the London Racers. Got two young lads chasing him, Hill and Tate. That's cleared back for Burgoyne. Burgoyne picks it up for Cardiff. Jeff Burgoyne goes rink wide to Phillips, to Stone. Stone back to Phillips. He loses. It's by Stone, and Tate comes up the middle. He's got some room here as he takes a shot. That just goes wide. Phil Hill in for Cardiff. Oh, and a big hit there. Robinson on Hill. Two big guys. And Robinson for London. He'll backhand it up. Becker over to Stone. Stone will wait as the Devils make a line change, and Becker makes a high pass to Romanek. Romanek goes rink wide. Patterson in with Vickers. That'll come around to Russ Romanek along the boards. He'll let it go to Becker. There could be a shot. Patterson comes out in front. Great save there. Back to Becker. Here comes another shot. Becker just goes wide. Romanek could have got a piece of that one. And Davison, he'll double down low. Behind the net, Ed Patterson caught it with a bit of pressure here. Patterson circling, looking rink wide for Rob Davison, coming back. Becker with a shot in front. A couple of great saves there, and Romanek will lose control. And here comes the Racers. Cotton, as you get poked by Rob Davison, and Sacratini brings it back for Cardiff. Some great end-to-end action here. He brings it over out to Davison. There's a shot. That goes just wide. Patterson now. Patterson will shoot wide. Off Sacratini. That'll take... Oh, as the play will stop as The wild shot from Ed Patterson has caught the referee, Nigel Boniface, and knocked the whistle out of his hand. Looks like it caught him on either the back of the hand. As the referee will head, looks like it's knocked the whistle off the back of his hand. As it has, he's slowly testing himself. Is that seeing his fingers work or his lips work to see if he can blow the whistle? He appears to be okay. Well, you referee, it's not just a tough job playing this game, it's also tough being official. Every now and then one of these loose pucks that fly around, obviously they fly it up to 100 miles an hour. If one of those catch you not looking, they can bring you down. So John Cullen for Cardiff loses the draw to Carnes. That goes rink wide, stopped by Cullen. Cullen brings it, keeps it in for Cardiff, and that goes back inside the Devils' blue line to Rob Davison. Mathos to Davison, over to Becker. Becker now steps up. He goes up to Nathan Ripple. That's dumped in. Oh, and a tough one, open net. For a tough angle there for Dave Mathos, but a great play by John Cullen to find him. And it's Cornish battling out along the boards with Becker as Becker just clears his own. Eric Carnes over to Vickers. He circles around and that goes up. As Thomas goes back in for London, he'll throw it behind the Devils' zone. And Ripple will place it back behind the net for Beckers, and that gets loose, and here's a chance for Vickers. That shot's just wide. Ripple now for Cardiff. He loses his footing, and it's Robinson for London. Up to Hewitt. That puck bounces in the neutral zone, and here comes Tate for Cardiff. Fresh off after the line shift. Gets a shot. Long shot, handled with ease by Sylvain Digg. And it goes down the other way. Digg, one of the best netminders in the league for playing the puck. As I was saying earlier, a lot of French goalies are very talented. You got Martin Brodeur. You got the great Patrick Roy. They're some of the best. And Maxwell circles deep into Cardiff as Phillips drops in, and he loses a puck to Moria. Hewitt. Moria battle on the boards. It comes to Vickers. And a great defensive play there by Kurt DeWall to intercept that pass to Dennis Maxwell. DeWall will take a shot in net. Oh, and it just goes by Jonathan Phillips as Hill picks it up. Hill for Cardiff. Puts it to Tate. Tate will take a shot. A weak shot. He gets another one, though. And they were saved easy as Maxwell slides it down the zone. No icing here is Stone for Cardiff. Jason Stone circles, long pass. Phillips picks that up along the boards. He'll softly slide it over. Carnes steps up in the play. That puck's bobbing around the neutral zone. Here's a chance for Saccatini. He'll come over. He's going to go top glove. Great save there. Not much of an angle there. Good job there. Sylvain Digg did a super job. Saccatini really had nothing to go for in that one, because he's got a great eye. If there's a hole, you can be sure that Mezzo Saccatini, who's already got 13 goals this season, will find it. He's currently second in the late league scoring race, one behind fellow teammate John Cullen. Well, Moria gets the better of Saccatini in the draw, and it's Carnes on the boards with Patterson. Saccatini, it's Burgoyne down low with Gillette. Romanuk, he picks it up. And London will clear their zone as Becker under a bit of pressure will dump it back. And Carnes circles down deep. We'll wait for the London Racers to regroup. And it's Carnes, brings it up. That pass is picked off by Eddie Patterson. And Becker puts it down into the London and behind the London corner. Oh, and there's a chance there. Saccatini to Patterson. Oh, there's a shot. Patterson again, another shot from Patterson. And another one from Becker. That goes just wide. As Huye was quite happy clearing the zone as Burgoyne goes down with a big hit. Oh, and there goes Carnes. And it's kicking off. Well, it's Burgoyne with Mark Gouet. Not much there, a clean hit, but the London Racers don't like to get knocked around. As Gouet makes his way, it'll be interesting to see the calls here. But we'll wait to see what Nigel Boniface calls in the play. As I look down over the press box, Nigel Boniface having a word with both players as they throw some verbal in the box here. Obviously, there are officials down in these penalty boxes. It sometimes does kick off the ice, but not very often. While we wait the call, as 2 minutes goes up on the clock for either side. So it looks like coincidental call, 2 minutes each. So it's Gillette for the London Racers and Jeff Burgoyne for the Cardiff Devils. So it's 4-on-4 here. So one less attacker. John Cullen directing his players, putting Davison straight behind him. He's got Duval lined up to the right of him. Vickers marks him. Moria against Cullen, as Cullen wins it cleanly back. Didn't get the line up right. Great draw, but it goes by Davison back into the Cardiff zone. And so a charging call for Burgoyne and a roughing call against the Racers. So 4-on-4 as Cullen chases Vickers down. Vickers, that puck is flipped up. Dave, and that's Robinson for the London. And he finds Maxwell. Dennis Maxwell, ex-Cardiff Devil player. Owen Moria. Moria hung onto that a bit too much as the dancing Dennis Maxwell goes offside with 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the second period. Still a 1-0 hockey game. Only goal scorer of the game. Came early on. By Davy Mathos, and it's Cullen versus Moria. Cullen, 2 clean draws on Steve Moria. And Davison will fire it over to an open area, and Vickers will step up and intercept that. Mathos for Cardiff dumps it back in. Robinson back for London. London, Robinson to Vickers. He goes to Moria. Maxwell. That's Dawson Haig. And Robinson finds Dave Mathos. Mathos has Cullen up. We got Davison sneaking up in the play. Cullen brings it over the blue line. Pulls it back, and Davy Mathos goes offside. And Dave Wisso, the Cardiff coach, was not at all happy about that. Well, from up here, that offside call did look a bit suspicious. Saccartini out here. Lines up against Jason Hewitt. Saccartini wins it forward. And Thomas steps in to pick that out. And it's Carnes. Up, gets by Maxwell, shot for Ripple. Ripple, his shot's deflected wide by Thomas. Hewitt sinks in as Becker keeps the puck in. And it's Carnes. Sets up behind the London net to Maxwell. Back to Carnes. Carnes looks up ice. Goes wide, and that just misses Thomas, and Becker intercepts. And Cardiff, Nathan Ripple coming up with Saccartini now. Ripple leaves it for Saccartini as they bring it over the London zone. Saccartini may have a shot here. As he does it, Carnes gets a piece of that as they regroup back into the neutral zone. Saccartini looks up ice, finds Ripple. Ripple will go way back to Jason Stone. Stone over to Becker. Becker being chased by Darren Cotton. That's over to Stone. Stone spins off. Carnes gets a piece of him as Stone loses it to Cotton. Cotton runs into Gillette, who just come out of the box, as both teams are back to full strength. And Stoney's knocked off the puck down low. Sacratini for the Devils. Will clear the zone up to Nathan Ripple. Burgoyne got left-footed and lost it, and it's back down as Cudnett leaves it for Becker. Becker blasts one up the middle as that's deflected by Tate. As Sylvain Daig clears the zone for the Knights. And Robinson for the Racers. We'll bring it back the other way. And it's Jonathan Phillips, long shot. That was a trick one. That was Robinson. He's thrown his weight around here tonight, and Phillips in front of the net. He's got a man open. Oh, and a great chance there. As Hill. Great heads-up play by Jonathan Phillips there. Super chance for the Devils. Here comes Tate as Phillips will regroup. Didn't like what he's seen off ice. Jonathan Phillips back for Kurt DeWall. Devils have been playing some great hockey of late. And DeWall will wait for his moment. Up to Romanuk. That took a funny kick as Carnes steps up in the play and intercepts. As Tate for Cardiff will clear the zone. That's kept in by Cotton. Tate again for Cardiff. Will throw it in. Patterson. And Mark Gillette. As DeWall brings it back. Patterson clears the zone all the way over to Russ Romanuk. Romanuk awaits. Oh, tries to find Davis, and that's intercepted. Chance of Romanuk here. There's a goal! Oh, a super goal there by Russ Romanuk. Well, we've got a 2-0 game here. Bit of a strange goal as Romanuk lost a bit of control and got back on his stick. And a backhand, one of the toughest shots to save for a netminder. Finds its way through Sylvain Daig and Romanuk puts it in as Coach Dave Whistle has a word with
Thompson
assistant coach over there,
scored
Peter.
by number 17,
Great goal as Cardiff Devils take the lead with 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That's 2 goals coming at the end of periods for Cardiff, who will lead this game 2-0. Big hit by Romanuk behind him. Robinson for London brings it out, and it's Patterson. Patterson. So it's Russ Romanuk at 37-46, the goal scorer, assisted by Eddie Patterson. Well, Robinson appears a bit angry out in London. Something's upset them. And it's Patterson. It doesn't take a lot to upset these London Racers. And Romanuk with a bit of time in the play. And that comes up high and up and into the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to keep your eye on the puck.
That'll come down.
And could the 3
that came right up by our noses here.
Great competition and make their way down to the DJ stand immediately.
And Britain missed.
Thank you.
Okay, 1:26 to go in the second period. Steve Moria will line up. John Cullen, Maxwell. Off to the left of Moria. Carnes awaits the point as Cullen wins it back. Burgoyne for Cardiff. Over to Becker. Becker, under a bit of pressure, just clears it out of to the neutral zone. Carnes will throw it back into Becker. Becker puts it up the Rimple. That's just beyond his reach. And it's going back and forth here, just like a poor rugby
Final minute of
game.
play in the second period. Final minute.
Rimple for Cardiff will throw it in. 54 seconds. Last minute of play. There's a shot, a goal! Great play there. John Cullen kicks a loose puck up the side of the net. Of a long dump in. And another late goal. As this livens up the crowd here at the Wales National Ice Rink. We've got a 3-0 hockey game. Well, John Cullen, the league's leading goal scorer, with 12 goals now.
Thompson
Well, that'll keep up above his teammate, Nigel Sacratini.
John Cullen! An assisted goal at 39 minutes and 9 seconds.
So Cullen picks the goal up. As here comes Alou back for the London Racers. He's your top goal scorer. Circles in deep. DeWall does a great job intercepting him, and it's back the other way. Here comes Cullen. He gets a shot on net. And it's Robinson ties up Cullen. Cotton picks it up deep for the London Racers. Darren Cotton brings it up over the red line. He'll carry it in, then offside. Dawson Alou.
Ladies and gentlemen, a change to the Thompson Cardiff Devils' third goal.
It was offside with 15 seconds to go.
16, Nathan Rempo. Goal should now read scored by 22, assisted by 16, and 39:09.
Well, the goal at 39:09 was from John Cullen and Nathan Rimple. Rimple with a long dump in that fired back off the back of the net and came out, took a friendly bounce for Cullen, who finished it. As we got the end of the second period, it's 3-0 for the Cardiff Devils. So goal scored in the second at 37:46 from Russ Romanek and Ed Patterson. And the third goal for the Devils came from John Cullen off a long shot, back in off the boards from Nathan Ripple, and that's the end of the second period. Where the Cardiff Devils enjoy a 3-0 lead over the physical London Racers. Racers, Darren Cotton wins it back for Robinson. Becker intercepts that for Cardiff. Jason Becker backhands it over to Jeff Burgoyne, who circles back. Has nowhere to go, and he'll slide that up the ice. Mark Gillette back behind the London Racers net. He circles back, Sacratini and him, and that goes all the way down to the Cardiff zone. Jason Becker picks it up the middle of the Sacratini. Sacratini finds the rushing Jeff Burgoyne. Burgoyne over the blue line, goes wide to Patterson. There's a great shot by Ed Patterson. Good heads-up play there by Sacratini to find Burgoyne. Burgoyne flying down the ice for Cardiff. London under a bit of pressure. They'll send that down the other way, and that'll be icing. Well, the opening minute of the third, shots on goal. Cardiff with 18, and London with 4. Well, the face-off just off to the left-hand side of Sylvain and Vickers. London win the draw. Vickers backhands it up. It slides by Rob Davison. Down Kurt DeWall. Back in deep for the Devils to John Cullen. Cullen with a nifty little move. Finds Days Mathos rink wide. He'll go around the boards to Nathan Rimple. Back behind the net to John Cullen. Has Rimple. That just slides off Cullen's stick. Cullen for Cardiff behind the net. Morey on Cullen. Cullen still with control with it. Waiting for Mathos to pick it up. He does so. Tries to find DeWall. Intercepted by Maxwell. And Eric Carnes will bring it up the ice. Robinson just over the Devils' blue line. Tries to find Cullen. Maxwell intercepts that. Robinson for London comes up to Hargraves. Hargraves steps inside DeWall, and he's intercepted by Davison. As London throw a floater back into the Cardiff zone. DeWall to Davison. Phillips lets that go through his feet into the neutral zone, and Robinson regroups for London. Cornish, that's gloved down by Jeff Burgoyne. As a delayed offside, London clear the zone. Linesman arm goes down. Burgoyne comes up ice, loses his stick. He gets hit by Cornish. Good open ice hit there on Burgoyne. Still without a stick. As Phillips finds Tate. Tate circles. He goes across him, and that's intercepted there. Here comes Thomas for the Racers. Stone being chased by Mark Gillette. He'll go around to Jonathan Phillips. Phillips just misses Tate up the middle. Tate, and it's 4 for London. Puts it back as Romanek with a nifty little pick on 4 as Becker brings it up to Sacratini. Sacratini will throw it down in the London end, and Cotton will regroup. Cotton with a nice floating pass up to London's top goal scorer, Dawson Alou, as they battle along the boards. And it's Ford. Becker intercepts that. Romanek has got a bit of time, goes rink wide. But no one on the other end for Cardiff. As Vickers for London. Cotton with a backhand, that's just wide. And Carnes, the big NHLers, meet in the corner as Robinson and Carnes hook up. As Davison picks it up. Patterson now. Blast it. Aiming for Romanek as Sakaccini gets a piece of that. As Romanek will dump it down, and the Devils will go for a line change. As Vickers finds Carnes, it's intercepted. Cullen will miss that puck, and it's back in the corner. DeWall back with Hewitt back chasing him hard. And that's dumped around. Maxwell on Romanek. There's a hit from behind. As there's going to be a call on that play there. As another big hit. Robinson, here goes Mathos. Great play to go for Cardiff Devils. London going for the physical stuff, and the Devils make a play. Couple of big hits. There was going to be a call on the play. As it's broken six in the ice is Dave Mathos with a great goal. Well, a great goal there for Dave Mathos. This makes it 4-0 here with 15:41 to go. Well, those delayed penalty calls. London went for a big hit on Cullen. It got loose, which sent Dave Mathos in on his own, 1-on-1 with Sylvain Daigle. Mathos with a great backhand goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, projectiles will not be tolerated. If you are aware of who threw the Coke can onto the ice, could you please instruct a steward immediately?
Well, as a couple more teddy bears come onto the ice, as there'll be a couple minutes to clear the debris off the ice. Well, a bit of silence here. It's been the quietest moment of this hockey game. As Sylvain Daigle with 18 shots, now 19 shots on him, 4 being goals. And at the other end, enjoying a shutout so far is Jason Cudnett. Well, going by London style with a 4-0 deficit, it's a long hill to climb for them. This game could get a little rougher. Once again, the firepower that Dave Whistle's put together here with his... Dave just currently into his second season with the Devils. Has went for firepower, and the London end with Dennis Maxwell taking over head coach this season. With Roger Black running the lines on the bench. Find themselves without a goal, or better yet, another goal scorer in the top 20 in the Elite League. The old saying goes, you don't score, you don't win. So it's Cudnett, plays a high shot, just past Nathan Rimple. That'll go out to the neutral zone, as London will clear the zone with a delayed offside. It's Kurt DeWall for Cardiff. He's got John Cullen out to the right of him. It's Cullen up to the neutral zone. He gets stripped of the puck, and Stone for Cardiff will clear the zone. Up to Nathan Rimple. He's got Cullen. He drops it for Cullen. He's got Dave Mathos up high. Mathos. That gets stripped by Robinson, and it's Rimple down low to John Cullen. This line circles well. He finds Becker in front of the net, and that shot's just wide. Dawson Halou for the London Racers goes up to their stand-in captain, Jason. Well, London regroup here with 14:37 to go in the second period, and it's Cornish with a backhand. That puck is stripped. As McGrath, we haven't seen much of him this evening. He's one of the physical, another one of the physical London racers, and Eric Carnes picks up the puck. Okay, it's in front of the London zone. Warren Tate working hard back to Davis, and that shot's low, and a great blocker save there by Savay. And Carnes takes a couple of high hit, and that got away from him. As it's an offside, as Phil Hill goes over his Cornish.
Ladies and gentlemen,
trying to throw a bit of rough stuff, but none of the Devils are having anything to do, and then they look up and it's a 4-0 game.
Assisted by 17, Russ Romanuk, and 10, Jason Stone. Delayed penalty goal at 44-19. And also a fourth on penalty called against London Racers 94, Dennis Maxwell receives a 2+10 for checking from behind.
Well, Dennis Maxwell will be in the box for 12 minutes here in the third period, resting up on that hit from behind on Russ Romanuk. It's an automatic 2+10, and he checks from behind as Burgoyne roughs it up in the corner. It's Steve Moria. We haven't seen Moria do much this game so far. He's one of the long-serving Canadian players over in the UK. Spent some time as captain of the Great Britain national team. Still doing it though for the London Racers. And Thomas for the Racers. Burgoyne on Thomas. Burgoyne, a feisty little defenseman, as they rough it up along the Devils' boards. And here comes Ed Patterson. Oh, and it's Thomas and Burgoyne. Still having words as Thomas drops his glove. As play goes on, as the referee is not blowing the whistle, as Carnes brings it up for the Racers. Carnes steps over. There's a shot. Great save by Cudnett. And here comes Dave Mathos. Feeds it up. Nathan Rimple. He goes wide. Tries to find Mathos in the middle, and that's intercepted back down. And it's Robinson. He fires it in. And it's an offside call.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you get your 50-50 and win the shirt of his back tickets ready, I'll announce the winning numbers in the next break of play.
Well, with 12 minutes and 36 seconds here remaining in play in the third period, some good news in the Tannoy. The Nottingham Panthers are trailing the Fife Flyers up in Scotland late in the third, 4-1, so that'll help the Devils hold their first place position in the Elite League. They've been up there for leading into their second month now, as here come the London Racers, and it's 4. He takes a weak shot, that's wide. And Duval gets tripped up. He gloves it back for Robinson, who finds Rempel. Rempel to Cullen. Cullen goes inside. Great save. Great check there by Mark Gillette on Cullen as Gillette will go behind the net. Robinson for the Racers. He'll go rink wide. That'll go all the way down. We're awaiting Rob Davison. Goes back to Kurt Duval. The Devils have had great control here this evening as Davison puts it out in the neutral zone. A long rimming puck goes all the way around. Phil Manning's first shift of the night. The young Welsh player. Oh, there's a chance for the London Racers. And we got McGrath out there with Cornish. Cornish in behind the net. Warren Tate, small on size, but does a great job. Digs down deep as Manny takes a hit along the boards. And it's Carnes back deep for the Racers. He comes up. Tate having a great game here this evening. Jeff Burgoyne for the Cardiff Devils circles around. Warren Tate, he gets dispossessed in the neutral zone by Hewitt. Hewitt, Hill, Tate, he bobbles, gets the puck down deep. Here goes Manny down deep. And the racers come back at us. Hewitt for London over the blue line. Some great defensive work and a good hit by Jason Becker on Hewitt as Saccartini behind the Cardiff zone. And Robinson sneaks in. Burgoyne gloves that out of the air. Burgoyne to Hill. Goes rink wide. Jonathan Phillips fresh on the ice over the blue line for the Cardiff Devils. Looking for a man open, tries to go rink wide to Saccartini. And Mark Collette gets in the way. Romanek to, oh, and a great play there by Phillips. Saccartini not quite ready for it. And that puck is trickled into the neutral zone. Stone back for Cardiff. Stone over the blue line. He's got it. Phillips in front of the net. He tries to wheel it back as he loses control of that. Stone keeps it in for Cardiff. That gets dumped back. Dangerous play. Here comes Cotton. As Phillips and Robinson having words out here. Well, half of the third period's gone. And it's a 4-0 game for the Thompson Cardiff Devils. Robinson's been one of the more physical of the racers. Will find himself going to the box along with Jonathan Phillips. Well, I can only emphasize that Dennis Maxwell, his team selection this year. He's went for size and it hasn't paid off for him. It's always important to have a bit of size in your team to take care of the little guys, but I think they went over the top in London.
Penalty called against the London Racers, number 24.
Lacking heavily in goal scoring.
2 minutes for high sticks. Time of penalty 49 minutes and 53 seconds. That's a 4-goal penalty against the London Racers 20.
So the Cardiff Devils will have a 2-minute penalty.
At 49-53.
As Robinson takes to the box, DeWall back for Cardiff. We've got a British front line out here for Cardiff on the power play. Long pass from Jason Becker trying to find Warren Tate. Misses him and that'll go all the way down.
Ladies and gentlemen, a change to the Thompson Cardiff Devils' fourth goal. Scorer should read 21, Dave Maxos.
Well, as Carn steps in on Phillips.
By 22, John Cullen.
Jonathan Phillips, only fight of the year, has
Jason
come against
Stone.
his ex-teammate.
From 22 and 10 at
Matty Myers playing for Nottingham
19.
Panthers this season.
And ladies and gentlemen, the winning 50-50 ticket sponsored by Dover.
Okay, and Cardiff Devils on the power play.
2-2-2.
And Warren Tate gets the draw around to Phillips. He's being chased hard. As Halou gets it for the racers. Back to Carnes. Carnes back up to Steve Moria. Chance. Oh, and a long shot. Good save there. Moria with a quick wrist shot in the high slot. As a penalty will go to Jonathan Phillips. It looks like a slashing call. So that'll even him up. With 9:38, Jonathan Phillips goes to the box for slashing for the Cardiff Devils. So that'll bring it to 4-on-4 for 1:26. Then London will enjoy a 30-second power play, which they haven't had since early in the first period. Okay, John Cullen out to take the draw, and he beats Darren Cotton clean.
Penalty called against Thompson Cardiff Devils. Number 20, Jonathan Phillips, receives 2 minutes for slashing. Time of penalty 50 minutes and 27 seconds. That's a fourth on penalty.
So we got Maxwell and Robinson, the coach, and the assistant, both in the box. So
27.
That'll leave Roger Black to call all the shots on the bench, as his two key guys are spending some time in the penalty box. Well, if nothing else, London could win the penalty killing stats for this season.
Again, if you have that,
as we're 4-4, as Cotton is being checked by DeWall. Cullen, great hands on John Cullen. As he gets a shot out of nothing. And Digg handles that. And here come the London Racers. That's Gillette. He gets stripped of the puck, and that's cleared back into the neutral zone. Mark Vickers back for the Racers. He goes rink wide. Hewitt back to Vickers. As Moria comes in circles, it'll go up to Steve Moria, ex-Cardiff Devil. And GB International, Moria up over the blue line. He'll stop, looking for a man. Must be a bit frustrating for Steve Moria this season. He's very much a setup man, and he hasn't had a lot to work with on this London bench. As it's Becker coming back the other way. Carnes intercepts him. And Burgoyne for Cardiff into the neutral zone. Burgoyne circles it back to Rob Davison. Davison up to Nathan Rimple. That goes back to Davison. Davison sneaks by his man to Sacchettini. Here's a shot. Oh, it's just up wide. Just missed the blocker side as Moria regroups for the Racers. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the third period. And the London Racers have a 30-second power play. As Davison will clear the zone for Cardiff in the neutral zone. Here comes Cotton. Cotton has got Moria with him. That shot will be deflected by Davison. Back out high as Rimple puts pressure on Vickers as he loses it. And Vickers will regroup back with 7 seconds left in this London power play. Gillette to Moria. Moria back to Gillette. Davison will nip it up. Here comes Phillips. Chance for Cardiff. They've got a 2-on-1. Phillips and Tate. Phillips brings it over. And Hargraves gets a piece of that. Back comes Moria. Moria always looking for guys. Great back checking there by Jonathan Phillips. As he strips Moria, the puck is to Wall. We'll get a piece and clear the zone for Cardiff. It goes back in. Stone regroups for Cardiff. 7 minutes remaining here in the third period. It's been all Cardiff. Shots on net showing 19 for Cardiff, 4 for the Racers. And Carnes back deep for London. And that's deflected off a Devils player, so there'll be no icing on the call. As DeWall regroups as Cardiff go for a line change. Hargrave sets up, waiting for DeWall as Romanuk circles back deep for the Cardiff Devils. He'll go the soft dump down, and Robinson will pick it up. And we've got an icing call here.
Okay,
with 6 minutes and 31. It's 4-0 for Cardiff Devils. In the box, serving his 10 minutes is head coach Dennis Maxwell. We haven't seen a lot of him tonight. He had the only goal of the Racers, which was disallowed early on. So it hasn't been a good weekend so far for the Racers. While Vickers back deep, that shot's deflected. Well played there by Jason Becker. As Romanek clears the zone, Manny chasing his man hard, and Vickers pick it up. Jason Becker steps up in the play and intercepts him. Manny and Ford. As that puck goes back to Jason cutting it. Not sure what to do with it as Romanek, ex-NHLer, with a steady hand will clear the zone for Cardiff. And Burgoyne back for Cardiff. Cotton in on Burgoyne. Burgoyne will slide the puck up the boards back into the neutral zone where Carnes regroups for London. Back to Robinson. Robinson will lose the puck in the neutral zone. John Cullen, late signing for the Cardiff Devils. In my eyes, one of the best players to come into the country. Short on size, but he sure makes up on it in talent. As Moria gets stripped to the puck by Nathan Rimple. And Cullen runs into Rimple as he puts a soft toss just in front of Dave Mathos, and that'll go around, and it's fired into the Devils bench. Here with 5 minutes and 11 to go in the third period. The crowd in Cardiff enjoying another win here. Seeing their team stay in the top of the Elite League with the chasing Nottingham Panthers. As Dennis Maxwell makes his way back onto the ice, he served his 2+10. So it's Maxwell to Hewitt. Hewitt to Moria. Moria with a shot, that's just wide. And Gillette keeps it in for the Racers. Or does he? It appeared from my angle, it just came out over the blue line, so we got a face-off just in the neutral zone outside of the Cardiff zone. With 4:51 here remaining in the game. We got a very tired-looking London Racers side after playing last night, losing at home 3-0 to the Belfast Giants. Currently sitting with a few injuries, mainly due to probably their physical style of play. And here comes Cardiff. Stone to Phillips. Vickers strips him with the puck. Back in the neutral zone. Stone will go for a high flying rim off the glass. Tate keeps it in for Cardiff. As London clear the zone, Moria chasing DeWall, and he'll be second to the puck on this occasion. Here comes Stone for Cardiff. He'll flip it in, go for a line change. Mark Gillette back as Tate's on Gillette as they tie the puck up. As there's going to be another face-off. Off to the right. As Maxwell still chirping, obviously frustrating setting in as Tate probably throws a few words at him, and he's probably saying, oh, just meet us in the bar later for a drink. Or something along those lines. Well, 4 minutes to go here. Face off out to the right of Sylvain Dig. And we got Saccarcini stepping in. He's had a good record in the draw. Becker back waiting for it as the Racers win the draw. And it's Carnes behind the Racers net. Hargraves sets out to the left of him. Robinson out to the right. Saccarcini sets up as the Racers come up into the neutral zone. Romanuk chasing his man down, and it's Hargrave down deep. Romanuk strips the puck of him as Becker picks it up. Becker for Cardiff. Jason Becker, oh, he doesn't clear the zone there as Thomas gets it and throws it back down low into the London zone. Is back to Becker. That'll go up to Manny. Manny will throw a soft one in. That's handled easily by Sylvain Daigie. Deflects it up into the glass. And the Racers have had nothing to offer on the offensive side. They've cleared their zone all night. Few physical moments, but not a lot out of the Racers. Burgoyne back for Cardiff. Burgoyne being chased. Thomas strips, knocks him to the ground. Burgoyne back up, takes him out. And John Cullen will bring the puck over the red line and into the Racers zone. Fires it down low. That's Mark Gillette behind the Racers net. He'll bring it up. Long pass for Mark Ford, and he misplays that. Took his eye off the puck, and that's another icing call here. With 2:35 to go in the third period.
Fife Flyers 4, Nottingham Panthers 2.
Well, some good news here at Cardiff. Okay, 2:30 to go here in the third period as London bring it around. And once again, they find Cotton up the middle. Cotton pulls it over. There's no offside here as DeWall comes across to play him. It's Dave Mathos going rink wide to Nathan Rimple. He's got a piece of it. Rimple on Mark Gillette. Rimple will tie it up. Slide it softly around. As London once again clear the zone. Jason Stone back for it. He goes all the way down the ice. Jonathan Phillips has had another great game here tonight. One of the better skaters here in the British League. As Tate takes a high hit. Oh, as Hewitt takes a shot there from Phillips. And Robinson wants a piece of Phillips here. Oh, they got a couple going. We've got two fights kicking off here at the moment. As Tate's fighting, Phillips is fighting. Oh, we got Tate enjoying a big fight. Well, this is always in the cards. It's Tate doing a great job. What a Warren Tate. great job here tonight. Well, an all-around good game. Oh, it's Maxwell. Looks to square up with the wall here. He hasn't done anything all night. As Kurt DeWall stands off as Dennis Maxwell strips himself of his gloves. As Maxwell, always known for his showboating. I'm not sure if he'd fare too well against Kurt DeWall. He's not one of the smaller Devils players, but Maxwell, as the fans yell loser to Dennis Maxwell here, as his rock'em sock'em hockey. I guess it's entertaining, but you still need a few goal scorers out there to match up with him. Well, there's a bit of blood out here. I believe Warren Tate got the better of his man. Well, it's great to see the young guys for Cardiff fighting. We had Phillips and Tate, not known for their boxing skills, but it just shows you all these hockey players can throw them when they have to. Now in play with the new rules, they always, when there's blood on the ice, the rink engineers have to get on the ice and clear it off before play will resume here with 1:53 to go in the third period. It was always on the cards for a scrap. Well, when London come to town, there's generally a few fights. Coach Whistle and Peter Russell having words. Dave Whistle's done a super job here in Cardiff, coming here late, halfway through last season, has had a chance to put the team together he's wanted to. And I'd have to back Davey on his selection. He's done a great job with some new faces into Cardiff's lineup. And we've got ourselves an explosive hockey team. Well, Davey will be telling his boys, okay guys, keep it calm. Let's not out there and get any injuries. We're 4-0 up here. So we'll see what he puts out on the ice. Well, the Cardiff Devils have owned the London Racers all year. This will be their third win against them in as many games. So a clean sweep, with Nottingham Panthers dropping points to Fife Flyers, will mean the games in hand that Nottingham have had on Cardiff drift away. So referees on the ice, Nigel Boniface, he'll be just getting his penalties together in his head, making all the necessary calls. As Maxwell has a laugh over at his bench, but probably nervous inside, you know, going back to London after playing in London 2 years previous with the London Knights. Going back home, put together his physical side.
Receives 2 + 2 + 2 for roughing.
Well, Hewitt gets 6 minutes for roughing.
Receives a 10-minute misconduct.
Well, that's Maxwell gone now. He won't see the rest of the game as he gets his second 10 of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's his second misconduct, which results in a game misconduct.
Well, that'll mean Dennis Maxwell will miss the next game.
And for the Thompson Cardiff Devils, number 20, Jonathan Phillips, receives 2 minutes for roughing.
So Maxwell makes his way down into the Knights dressing room, into the Racers dressing room.
All penalties called at 58
Well, he hope he plays with that with his injured side as Moria lines up against Sacratini here. 1:58 to go. This is not Steve Moria's style of play. I best talk to him earlier. He wishes he had a few more goal scorers alongside of him. As that puck's dumped down as Survey Dig Wong hands it out. And here goes Burgoyne over to Romanuk. He'll take a shot. Back to Burgoyne. Burgoyne is Sacratini. Cardiff on the power play here. Sacratini circles up high. Goes back to John Cullen. Over to Dave Mathos. Mathos to Burgoyne. Will he shoot? He finds. Oh, and a great goal there. Oh, that could be goal of the a great little tip in. Sylvain Teague had nothing to offer on that. Well, great heads up there by Jeff Burgoyne. Here's the song in Cardiff. We've heard it a lot this season. Jason cutting it, 122 away from another shutout against the London Racers. Oh, here we go. Phil Hill kicks off. And it's Hill and Manny. With Phil Hill kicks off against Thomas. And here we go. And it's Bedlam out here. As Cornish is looking for someone. That's cutting it. Cutting it. Oh, that's all going. They got the goalie going. This is the second time we see cutting it going on here. Cornish was walking around looking for something.
You gotta fight for your right to party.
Well, we've got gloves everywhere. Boy, there's times like this I wish I was out there. This Cornish needs his ass kicked, I'll tell you that for sure. It's always entertaining when London come to town. Jason Cudnett didn't like what he's seen. He come out of his goal. As Cornish took a wild stab at Jason Stone. And it'll be interesting what Nigel Boniface, the referee, has to say about this. As Carnes, the leading penalty minute player in the NHL, skates around like a shark, looking for a prey. Who says hockey's not exciting? Well, it looks like we'll have a few sellouts for this CD. We might as well throw a quiz in. We've got a few spare minutes. How many goons do the London Racers carry on their squad? Or better yet, how many goal scorers? As referee Nigel Boniface will be talking to his linesman now, trying to sort out who's got what as we get a bit of extra time to go. As Carnes over at the Devils bench, calling them all on, as linesman Mike Hicks steps in his way, sends him back to his box.
Could an engineer come to the DJ stand immediately, please? Engineer to the DJ stand, thank you.
Well, there's going to be a few penalties called in this play. It'll be interesting to see what the calls are. Well, 1:16 remaining here in the game still. They'll have to get all the penalties sorted out, get the debris off the ice. So 5-0. Cardiff enjoy a healthy lead. London haven't got a shot on goal since the first period. As now the penalties start appearing on the clock. We've got a 5-minute going up for the home team. Obviously with 1:16 remaining, these penalties will not be run out. And we'll await the referee's decisions here. Well, the backup netminder for Cardiff steps in, Michael Brabin. So that means that he'll be gone, as Dave Whistle, talking to Captain Ed Patterson, was sending some instructions to him to have a word with the referees. So in the net now for Cardiff, Brabin, who will have to finish the last 116, see if he can keep the shutout alive, and I guess it'll be shared then. So Brabin, young Michael Brabin, Welsh-speaking player, has come through our junior system, gets his 1 minute and 16 of action here, as both teams will be on 4-on-4 to see if he can keep Jason Kudnit's shutout alive. As Dave Mathos lines up with Steve Moria. Mathos wins the draw back to Jason Stone. Stone flips it out and he takes Hewitt as Carnes picks it up for London. And it's Moria. For Gillette. And Vickers for London will slide it down low. Back in for it is Jeff Burgoyne. Burgoyne plays it up. Nathan Rimple. Rimple over to Dave Mathos. 46 seconds. Devils quite happy just controlling the play here. Rimple back deep in for Jeff Burgoyne, as Cardiff will kill off the last 35 if they can. They'll try to keep control as Dave Mathos will put a soft rimmer in. Carnes will picks up with 25 seconds left to go here in the third as the fans boo him. Gillette takes a long shot. Brabin with a great save. Well, he's got some action. As Brabin makes a great leg save there. He gets tested his first shot.
Deep breath. London Racers, number 44, Mark Thomas, receives 2+2 for roughing. London Racers 37, Richard Hargreaves, 2+2 for roughing. And number 11, Jeremy Cornish, 2 minutes for cross-checking,
read off here.
2+2 for roughing,
listen
plus
to the announcer.
a 10-minute misconduct. And for the Thompson Cardiff Devils, number 18, Phil Hill, receives 2+2 for roughing.
As the race is
Number
back to the
12,
point,
Phil
they'll take a long
Manning,
shot. It's
2+2
deflected up
for
high.
roughing.
As
And number
Cullen
1,
brings it
Jason
out.
Kudnit,
Here comes
2+2
Saccantini. He
for
got a
roughing.
shot for one more
And
shot. The
5
great
plus
save that was
game
deflected.
for slashing.
And that's the end of it. We've got a 5-0 game here. Plenty of action here in the third period.
All penalties called
As Michael Brabin will get a shutout alongside
and at the same point,
Jason Kudnit.
number 30, Mike Brabin, replaced number 1, Jason.
Well,
Kudnit
shots on
in the
goal
Thompson
here.
Cardiff
Little
Devils
roundup.
net.
19 shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, final score, London Racers 0, your Thompson Cardiff Devils 5.
On the Devils now. So a 5-0 game. And that'll be the end here at the Wales National Ice Rink.
As always, please, a round of applause for both sets of
enjoying
players.
themselves at the top
And
of the
about the
table.
Thompson
Nottingham
Cardiff
Panthers
Devils,
dropping
Mayor
points tonight.
Solicitor, players, management, and
That'll
fans,
keep them
a
up in
safe
first
journey home
place.
for this evening.
Well, that's it. That's a wrap up from the Cardiff Devils. We'll see you next time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the parade.